Here we are pulling into Sprucemont. According to Sean Hall's book, this is the old post office and store at Sprucemont. It's seen better days. Even the pictures in Sean Hall's book, it's in much better shape than this. Still cool. One of those things you find from time to time out here in these hills. High on this mountain, a good friend met his end. So taken with grief, I've a message to send. I've left this marker for my old friend to see. Apart by great distance, you're still at home with me. If atop this mountain, you may forever roam. I pray you're not lonely and find your way home. I know in my heart, someday I'll see you again, old friends reunited, when my time comes to an end. We're in Sprucemont. This is one of the newer buildings in Sprucemont. Another one across the street here. One of the things that makes this particular area so interesting is that it was active for such a long continuous period. Mining activity started here 1870. They were mining silver, had some good lead silver ore, but activity continued pretty much continuously all the way up to 1952. So you've got really old stuff like the post office down there a half a mile, and then you've got some of the newer but still old stuff standing. I always eat good out on these trips, and here I am getting my grill ready so I can have me a nice ribeye steak. A little bit of Worcestershire, a little bit of rub. Let that soak in while the coals are getting nice and hot. Perfection. Sprucemont got its start in 1869. They discovered lead silver ore here, and By 1872, Sprucemont itself had about 200 people living there. The area in general, maybe about 500. A number of camps sprang up on the mountain through the canyon. Besides Sprucemont, there was Hickney Town, there was Monarch, there was Black Forest, there was Jasper, probably a couple of others. Now we're driving up to the site of the Monarch mine, which was a pretty good sized camp all in its own right. Cool site. Nice little cluster of buildings right here, but get out hiking through the trees and there's some older log cabins hidden in the trees. Maybe as many of those as there are buildings here in this little cluster. Yeah, this one's in pretty good shape. Still got some nice floorboards. Decent view. We're here at the site of the Monarch mine. It's just a short hop up the mountain from downtown Sprucemont. But here at the site of the Monarch mine, there are quite a few buildings still standing of various ages. It is a cool site to visit. You too could have your very own caved in, played out silver mine. It's for sale. This is one of the oldest mines and one of the oldest buildings in the area. It's the old Latham mine, which is one of the original discoveries, 1869, 1870, somewhere in there. And this was a boarding house for the miners that worked the Latham mine. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's one of the things that makes this area so neat is you've got a bunch of camps close together. You don't have to travel very far between sites, but you can spend a whole day and then some if you wanted to, hitting all of the sites in just a short area through the canyon. Another thing that's kind of unique about this area and makes it neat is the period of activity. It got started, like I say, 1869, 1870. There were a lot of fluctuations in the number of people and the number of mines being actively worked at any one time. Things died down and then they build back up. The mid-1980s saw a lot of activity, and then it really died off. Didn't pick up again out here until the teens, the 19-teens, and the 20s were a good decade for this area. There were a lot of men working here. They were taking out quite a bit of ore. The best production years, though, didn't come until the 1940s. But it was all over by 1952. The post office closed. The last post office up here closed in 1947. And there hadn't been any mining that I know of up here since 1952. But there's just so many neat old cabins and dwellings and mine shafts. I didn't get much into the mines themselves on this video, but there are a lot of mines that you can check out around here. And it's not very crowded, and it's pretty. So this is a good time. I highly recommend it. Wild horses are a pretty common sight out here. That's what my camp for the evening looks like. Got my charcoal grill going, get those coals nice and hot, put a steak on, have a good meal. Got just my cot, my bag out. Just how I normally roll this time of year. Them skies are kind of building. I might have to put up a tent tonight. And so it did actually rain for a little while, a little bit. It would have been enough to wet my sleeping bag to an uncomfortable level, but I threw my bed in the Jeep and it didn't last that long, and I think I am golden to sleep under the stars and clouds tonight. So didn't have to put up the tent. Good deal. Pulling into Black Forest. Black Forest was a big camp, depending on which time period you look at. It was bigger than Sprucemont. A lot of cool stuff here at Black Forest. Big old compressors, Ingersoll brand company, New York, USA, Imperial Type 10. A couple more of the same compressors over here. This area is just full of old cabins, old miner shacks. That was a pretty substantial structure. Totally collapsed. Sturdy log cabin.